Hi everyone, welcome to another session of social science. In this session, we are going to begin our geography chapter 3, and the name of the chapter is Our Changing Earth. Is there changes on the earth? Inside the earth and outside the earth, there are changes. And you know that we have already discussed about our lithosphere. Lithosphere is the solid crust where we are living, and lithosphere is divided into several tectonic plates. And you know that Earth is having three layers: crust, mantle, and core. And in mantle, what is present? Magma is there. So above the magma, the lithospheric plates are moving. You will be surprised to know that there is a movement inside the earth because magma is always boiling and the lithospheric plates are moving above the magma. And the movement, we can't feel the movement because it is a slight, very slight movement and 1 millimeter in a year. That is the movement of lithospheric plates. So the lithosphere is divided into several tectonic plates, and these tectonic plates are always moving. How they are moving? Because magma is present in the mantle, and above the mantle this lithosphere is there. That's why they are moving. And we can classify the movement of the earth into two. They are endogenic forces and exogenic forces. Actually, we are dividing the forces that led to the movement of earth. That is endogenic forces and exogenic forces. Let's move on to the details. How the word created, the endogenic and exogenic. Endo means inside. Genic means origin. So, origining or forming inside the earth. The forces that forms inside the earth are called the endogenic movement. And exo means outside, and again genic means origin. So the movements or the forces that creating or generating outside the earth are called exogenic forces. So endogenic forces means that are originating inside the earth. Exogenic forces means that forces occurring or generating outside the earth. And we can classify endogenic forces into two: sudden forces or diastrophic forces, means slow process. And examples for sudden forces: earthquake, volcanic eruptions, and landslides. They are sudden movements. And diastrophic example, building of mountain. Mountain building process is also caused by the endogenic forces, and that is an example for diastrophic forces. Then coming to exogenic forces, erosional and depositional activities comes under exogenic forces. Who all are the agents of erosion and deposition? We have already discussed in the second chapter. Rivers, wind, sea waves, and glaciers. So, because of these outside forces, some changes are happening over the earth. So, endogenic forces, the term endogenic force refers to the internal process and phenomena that occur in our earth. And earthquakes, volcanoes are examples for endogenic forces. Then exogenic forces refers to the external process and phenomena that occur above the surface of the earth. And weathering effects and erosion are the examples for exogenic forces. Now, let's understand more about a volcano. What is a volcano? Volcano is an opening. It's not a mountain. Always you are assuming that volcano will be a mountain. It's not. Sometimes it may be mountains, but what is actually volcano? A volcano is an opening or a rupture in the surface of the crust, which allows hot molten magma to come out. That are called volcano. So what is volcano? Volcano is a vent or an opening through which the magma is coming out from the mantle. And the word volcano is derived from an Italian word volcano after Vulcan. Who was Vulcan? A Roman god of fire. From that word, the word volcano derived. Here you can see picture of volcanic eruption from the magma chamber. Magma chamber is in mantle. From the magma chamber through the vent. Vent means an opening. the magma is coming out. Not only magma, some ashes and some chemicals are also coming out through the crater. You can see ashes over here. So this is a picture of volcanic eruption from the magma chamber. Lava is coming out through the vent and through the crater. Magma is coming out. So that is about volcanoes. Then what are earthquakes? What are earthquakes? We all are hearing or we all are experiencing it as a natural disaster. Earthquakes. So when the lithospheric plates move, the surface of the earth vibrates. And the vibrations can travel all around the earth, and that vibrations are called earthquake waves. An earthquake is a result of sudden release of energy on the earth crust that creates seismic waves. Seismic waves means earthquake waves. And earthquakes are recorded with a seismometer, also known as seismograph. How can we measure earthquake? The equipment for measuring earthquake is seismograph. Here you can see how the earthquakes are forming. There is a focus point will be there. See the place in the crust where the movement starts is called the focus. So the place in the crust where the movement starts called focus. And the place on the surface above the focus are called epicenters. You can see from where the seismic waves are originating, that area inside the crust is called focus. And just above the focus, epicenter will be there. Here you can see epicenter just above focus. So from where the seismic wave is starting, that is called focus. That particular point is called focus, and the area above the surface of the focus is called the epicenter. So the place in the crust where the movement starts is called focus, and the place on the surface above the earth called the epicenter. Then the vibrations travels outwards from the epicenter as waves, seismic waves. You can see some waves over here. From the epicenter, the waves are traveling outwards to other parts of the earth. And these seismic waves or these earthquake waves causes damages on the earth. So what are topics we covered today? Earth movements. We can classify earth movements into two, endogenic and exogenic movements. Then we learn more about volcanoes and earthquakes. I hope you all understand this session. Thank you.